I have one hand. People always ask if I use my left hand that I use in eating to wipe my bum bum. Why you do that? Of course I have one hand. I cannot participate in what every other person is doing. If I do that, I'm looking for pity. Of course I have one hand. People are always surprised when I tell them I'm married with 3 children. Of course I have one hand. People always insult me with my disability and expect me to cry. Of course I have one hand. People are always asking if I can fight. Come up and see. Of course I have one hand. People always want me to look dirty and ugly. Of course I have one hand. I've received tons of prophecy about my grandmother that made them cut my hand. Of course I have one hand. People always suggest I hide and cover my hand. Nebo. Of course I have one hand. People always assume I cannot cook. Of course I have one hand. I am always easy to identify and point at. Of course I have one hand, and I love myself so much, even with my present look, my shakaran and top notch. Of course I have one hand. Inside this beautiful body, I carry strength and grace. Of course I have one hand. Amputating my arm happens to be the best decision I have ever made in my entire life. If you know what pain do me.